talked about it for a while already, but the time has officially come. Marcos Damaso has joined us, guys. This is, and I'm not playing around, guys, this is world-class technique, world-class experience that we're getting here, okay? This is my brother as well. This is his original professor. He's coming all the way from Sacramento, California, okay, across the coast. All right, guys, so I'm gonna give him the stage. He's gonna take over, guys, and we're on a very limited time schedule because of the very important volleyball players. But we're gonna get a lot of good technique here, okay, guys? So I need you guys to pay attention, show your attention, and Marcos, go ahead.
Let's hear it. Coming out on Friday evening, come and hang out with me. I don't want accolades or anything like that to be an impediment for you guys to communicate, you know, what you're feeling, and communicate maybe that you guys are not understanding a technique or a concept or something along those lines, right? We're all trying to learn here, and if I can communicate something to you guys at a basic level, is that we're all sharing that passion, that's Jiu Jitsu, and I'm looking to cook probably the best steak you guys have ever had in your life. In order to cook a steak, what do you need? You need good ingredients, you need good meats, right? Does that make sense? And you need an audience. A chef is nothing without his audience. Does this make sense, right? I can make the bomb steak, but no one's gonna know any different if no one actually tries it and eats it. So I like engagement, I like that feedback, forgive the pun, and what I'm gonna go over today is something that I consider to be like invaluable in Jiu Jitsu, right? I have things defined in two different categories, the techniques and comportments. Do you guys understand the difference between the two? It's a technique, something you'll find on YouTube. Everyone you guys can find something on YouTube. There's a ton of that stuff. But the reason why you guys are coming to see me today is because of my years of experience, right? I have 25 years just in Jiu Jitsu alone, not including as an athlete, all my life, all right? With that said, I want to work on some guard passing concepts, and I'm going to use Mikey here as uke. I highly recommend you guys come close, take a look at the details. What we're going to be doing is talking about some theory first, and then how I apply the theory to passing. Mikey, legs up. So we have three parts to a pass, guys. This is like how I call the progression, right? It is entry, transition, and finisher. Entry, always going from heel to knee, right? I'm trying to get inside the hips. Transition, something I'm going to be doing to force a movement, like they're rolling or giving up their back or something along those lines. And then a finisher. That would be ending up in one of the dominant positions. When you guys pass, what are the dominant positions? What's one? Go ahead. Knee on belly, more a side position, right? What else? Side position, side mount. What else? Top mount. What else? Back mount. It's side, top, and back, right? These are your finisher positions, right? Within those, you guys might have submissions and the like. But you guys get it right now? Like, what are our top three positions? Side, what's the next one? Top. Back and mount, all those three, all right? And we have a progression to get there. The first being entry, what's the next? Transition, and then the last is the finishers. Kind of going back over this again. Number one is entry. Come on, guys, everybody's in it. Entry. Second one, transition, and finisher. How many of you guys speak Spanish? Show of hands. Do you guys need me to speak Spanish? You guys prefer me speaking in Spanish?
No.
I'm speaking in English. English is okay? All right, yeah. Just making sure. All right, so the first part is? Entry, transition, finisher. All right? I have them further defined, as if I didn't have it complicated enough for some of you guys. The next part is hemispheres. So when I'm passing the guard, I have the bottom hemisphere, which is the bottom leg, top hemisphere, and upper body, right? Three different hemispheres. The threes, you guys are kind of catching on. There are some repeating numeric values here. Threes. So it's bottom hemisphere, which is that bottom leg, top hemisphere, which is what that top leg, and then the last hemisphere is what? It's upper body. And the upper body's going to usually look along the lines of this. They're going to be framing, they're going to be probably maybe collecting underneath one of the legs like this, trying to collect and elevate you and the like. So in the progression, we have entry, what's the second part? Transition, last part? Finisher. We have three different hemispheres that we need to work on. They are what? The bottom leg, what's the next one? The top leg, and then
upper body.
Once you guys learn how to catalog these things like that, you can start disseminating or dissecting, taking away pieces from people, right? You can Hulk smash through someone's guard. You can get away with that for so long. But when you're dealing with other black belts, you're not going to be able to do that, right? They're going to tool you off of that. You can't react emotionally in their guards, right? So how do we break this down? Let's start with movement. How do I move forward on something? Mike, come in. I want to be, no, right here. I want to be mid-height like this. And what I try to do, guys, is I try to feel my process in. Where did I feel? I started by going heels. Did you guys see that? Shins, knees, and then I start stepping forward. I always step forward with one leg before the other. Right? I don't want to step with both here. Very easy for them to displace you and take you back. I want to be here and here. My back leg too as well. I don't want to be here. This means defense. My weight is backwards over here. I want to drive with my knee forward. Sometimes I'm even trapping this leg like this. Boom. Okay? So I'm going to have you guys start by stepping forward on this stuff. Hands on the shins like this. Now watch. I'm going to place a hand on the obliques. Guys, come over here please if you guys don't mind. You'll be able to appreciate it better. Hand on the obliques. Right here on the top side. Not too deep. Too deep right here and he'll grab your wrist, grab the elbow, boom, right there, Mikey. Okay, I have an arm bar from there, right? So be very careful with this. We're gonna grab hand onto the obliques. We step across, knee is down for the De La Riva hook, and then I want you guys to descend right here. But that's just one side. We gotta learn how to do it both sides. So I'm gonna back it up. Feel my way in, stuff, step across, knee cut here again. And my hands, look at guys, my hands are right here. If you'll notice, I'm trying to bring my forearm in line with my knee, and my knee is facing that bottom side shoulder. I don't want this out and flared like this. Here it's very easy. Mikey can grab my ankle, boom, and take me backwards. Stupid little sweep, something very easily correctable, okay? Turn the knee in here, hand onto the obliques here, and then the left hand is gonna be on top of the bicep. I want you guys to repeat this over and over and over again. Back it up. Boom. Back it up. Boom. Back it up. And boom. Okay. Any questions on the drill? I want you guys to get started with this right now. Any questions? None?
Can you do it one more time?
Yes, of course. All right. By the way, stay engaged. There's nothing too as well. Don't stand out over here. No, I want you guys to stay engaged the whole drill, okay? Stay in here, whole time. Here, step across, here, back it up. Here, and then here. Okay? Us.
Us.
Us. 1, 2, 3. Let's get him. Guys, read it. All right. A couple things that I want to correct right here. Remember, you guys are entering in here, shuffling your legs left to right. Some of you guys, when you're coming across, are trying to cut right from here. That's not wrong. It's good for a knee cut pass. But what I want you guys to do is step this out and back. Does that make sense? So you're going to be doing this without my hands. What you're doing this and this. That's what you guys are doing. You guys will see that what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get Mikey's knees above 90 degrees. This is about 90 degrees right here. You guys see that? I'm trying to get it above 90 degrees. I want it here at the 45. And then I'm going here and here. Make sense? So with my hands, I want you guys to start here again. Pushing, following all the way up here, moving up. You guys notice that's also shifting his hips. Boom. And then I step across. Now, next thing I want to correct. Okay, the person on the bottom. Okay, this toes should be flared, right? You should have a De La Riva hook. This leg should be up right here in a De La Riva hook. It shouldn't be just down on the floor. If it's down on the floor, then I don't need to do anything else. I just cut right through. I melt through your guard like a lightsaber through butter. So you want to keep your knee up here and have a proper frame, okay? This is a proper frame. I want you guys to learn how to deal with black belts, not just some newbie white belt. Push forward here, okay? Drill. Boom. 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 Any questions on that? Questions, guys?
Guys, ask questions, okay?
Can you show me what you're doing with your back hand when you're stepping into it, putting pressure on? So when you step the second time?
Step second.
Yeah, there you go. What are you doing with the right hand?
It's right here.
So you're not grabbing his hand at all, or his leg?
Nope.
Okay.
No. Once I get past a certain point, what I'm looking for is I'm trying to shift his hips. I'm trying to educate you guys to shift the hips. That's the first priority. This hand right here, I'm not using this to push down at all, because I think it's kind of redundant. If my knee is on top of the leg right here already, it's gonna do what it needs to do. I don't need to push this to the ground, and further, it doesn't work. For the most part, when people try to do this with a hand, it's very easy just to keep my knee up. Guys, your legs are the biggest muscles in your body. The biggest muscles in your body. It doesn't matter if I hold Mikey like this with all 4 of my extremities. I'm not gonna stop him from moving. Go, Mikey, keep moving. I can't stop him from moving. Make sense? You guys, does this make sense? Yeah. Touch your bone, touch your legs, guys. The quads, hamstrings, glutes, these are the biggest muscles in your body. I need you guys to learn how to manipulate the hips, not try to pin the leg. Does that make sense? That doesn't work, all right? It doesn't work. What does work is manipulation of hips. If you can manipulate the hips, then you can manipulate the way they turn. And then they'll give up the finishers. What are the 3 finisher positions? They are side mount, what else? Top mount and back. What is it? Side, top, and back. All right. You guys want to see the drill again? Yes, no, maybe so? All right, here. Again, walking in, here. Okay, boom. Step across, here. Okay, here. Step forward, here. Boom, again. Boom. Boom. And boom. Okay? Questions? Push. 1, 2, 3.
Here, Mikey. Here's up, guys.
I want to adjust something here for the person on the bottom. You guys on the bottom, this is also a study in how you guys should be employing your guard, okay? You guys have 3 hemispheres. We talked about this. Mikey, go ahead and go. Mikey's going to walk in, he's shuffling, boom. You see this? Wait, 1 second. You see how he turned my hips up? Right? He turned my hips up. That's the whole objective of this, is he's trying to exploit my hips. And then when he steps across, on this side, what I'm seeing a lot of guys doing on the bottom side is you guys are just keeping this knee down here to the floor. You're not even using that Del Evo hook. Guys, come over here, please. Unless you like looking at Mikey's ass. Come over here. Come on. Let's go. So if this knee is down right here, remember you have 3 hemispheres, right? I don't know how good you guys are with math. You have 3 hemispheres. They are 1, 2, 3. Each one of those encompasses a 33.34%. That's a third, right? A third. Does that make sense? So if Mikey is pinning this one down, he's eliminated a third. If he just moves just a little past this with his knee on the floor, he's now eliminated this one. What am I left with? Just a third. Just a third. And dude, that sucks. When you guys have your guard, and remember we talked about, right now, I told you guys, grab your legs. These are the biggest muscles in your body. If you guys are underutilizing them, right? If you're not giving them the importance that they deserve, then you're only dealing with your upper body. And you know how hard it is to keep somebody that's good in Jiu Jitsu off of you from passing with just your arms? Not easy. It's not. So when he comes in the knee cut, I want this knee, look, my toes are flared right here for De La Riva, and I'm turning my knees in. And now my hands are here. Okay, this is a good study for the person on the bottom too in having very good sound positioning. So here and here, forearm underneath the jawline, the right hand can come underneath here if you guys want, or it could be grabbing here for setups like Choi bars and the like, right? But I want you guys, look, here, this is like a front he should not pass. Mikey, go ahead and back it up. I'm not fighting him, I'm not gonna do anything, it's not adversarial. Then he starts moving to the other side, boom, and as he does, look at my legs, guys, boom, where are my legs? My legs are creating that front. I'm not here, they're here, and then my hands right here. Go ahead, back it up, Mike. Boom, does it again. Other way, this side, yep. Boom, and now, he moves in. Where are my legs? Boom. Does this make sense? It's very good conditioning for you, right? Some of you guys are starting to do this. Maybe you're feeling it in your abdominal strength. It doesn't feel very comfortable. That's telling me what? They need to work this more. Make sense? Keep the knees pinched, hands inside like so. Okay? Questions with that?
Gotcha, sir.
All right? Uke, or the person on the bottom. You have two people, right? Uke, the person, or the person who you're putting the technique on, and Tore, who is the person applying the technique on top. You guys should be working together, not in conflict. I call this non-adversarial drilling. What is an example of adversarial drilling? Oh, we'll try to pass his guard, and the other person has to block and defend and maybe sweep. That's adversarial. Both of you guys have conditions, right? This is non-adversarial. Don't fight each other. Us? 1, 2, 3. Let's get it. Come on. All right. You guys got a little feel of what's going on right now. All right, now let's start working on eliminating hemispheres. All right. We talked about 3 different hemispheres. It is bottom leg, top leg, and what's the last part? Upper body, right? Upper body. Show me the upper body, Mike. Yeah, show me the upper body. Hands inside. Yes, like this right here. This makes it really hard sometimes to get inside and control the head or come over the top of the head or go for guillotines. And then what's worse is that their hands are pushing and pulling, trying to create an action reaction of their own. And they might start coming underneath your own legs and creating problems for you here. And then before you know it, now they have leg locks, they have single leg X's, all sorts of problems. You guys following me? Yes? All right, let's start isolating the bottom hemisphere. Let's start isolating this leg right here, okay? The hand that's on the obliques, guys, this is both a pull and a push. What would be a benefit of both? Let's talk about the pull. What's the benefit of the pull? What do I get from this? Anybody?
Back. Exposure to the back.
I'm sorry? I heard, yes?
Off balance.
His back.
Anybody else? I'm sorry?
Close to you.
Yes. Again?
Close to you.
Close to you, right? What happens if I push away? Farther away, right? Farther away. But it also drops his hip. So if I start isolating this hemisphere, what's going to be the response with this leg right here? What do you guys think it's going to be? He's going to rotate this leg over the top. And if he rotates that over the top, he can butterfly me and he can push out and get back to center. That's a big problem, right? Now, if I pull him in towards me, right? I'm kind of pulling this in towards me too as well. If I'm flattening it, I'm making this leg much harder to get inside. You guys can follow that? Yeah, Us? Yeah, so my hand is here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my left knee down and then watch my right leg, guys. Right leg is going to come over here, okay? I love this. It takes me outside of his guard, outside of his network, right? He has power when my weight is on top of him here. Here he has power. Here he can hip escape, and now I'm over here on this side. Not good for me, right? So when I descend, I'm over here, okay? And everything Mikey does from this point is actually going to be very, very compromised, okay? I further exasperate that by pulling his hip in towards me, right? Why? Because if I pull his hip in towards me, now this leg is not going to have a very good opportunity of coming in, right? Especially if I'm outside. If I'm outside of his network, outside of his hips, all right? So what's left? His hands, his arms, right? And we're gonna start working on some goodies, some finishers from there too as well. I'll show you guys some good stuff from there, all right? So what I want you guys to do is the same drill. You're gonna go here, cut across, hand onto the obliques or the head, now these positions, and now watch, I pull him in towards me and I do this. Look at the legs, guys. Come over here. I'm kind of pinning that bottom. I wouldn't say pinning it, but I'm definitely getting it out and away from the body. Now, once you guys are here, up, boom, again. Mikey's legs are inside. I come over here, and then from here, I descend and I pull him in towards me as I'm here, okay? Again, up to mid-height. Boom. Now, I step forward, I cut across, now I pull down here, okay? Does this make sense? And then we're going to start working on dissecting this bottom hemisphere. We have knee cuts, shin cuts, switching me up, Mikey, leg drags, and then we have nothing but their underhooks left to deal with you. And then we're going to start attacking some goodies from there too as well. Okay? Any questions on that? You guys understand what we're doing? Questions? One more time? One more time for giggles? Yeah? All right. So, same drill, we're just adding another component to it. Walking in. Boom. Here, step forward. Boom. Step across. The hands on the steering wheel. Descend up to mid-height. And then we step forward. Step across. Descend down to bottom. Back up to mid-height. Okay, legs up, Mikey. And then here. Boom. Step across. Down here. Okay? Any questions?
Do we pull the head as we do that?
You can. If you notice, I gave you guys a couple different looks.
Okay.
Right? I gave you the look of grabbing here. I gave you the look of grabbing here. I also gave you the look of grabbing here. Anybody that saw me rolling this week with the boys saw that I love these. I love these 3 positions. 1, 2, 3. I love these. These are phenomenal. Okay? Questions? Us? 1, 2, 3. Us. All right, let's talk about that bottom hemisphere. It's 2 points. Let's go, bring them in. Come close. I want you guys on this side so you guys can see the legs, all right? A lot of you guys are now beginning to ask me, dang dude, what happens when I get low and I feel like their toes are sticky? Or what happens when their toes are up or something like that? Guys, listen to me. The person on the bottom, when you start moving outside of the network like this is gonna be the last semblance of control, is keeping their toes flared, right? It's the last little bit that they have, all right? So let's look at disseminating this. Let's look at dissecting this. We stuff, we go for our knee cut, we start descending right here, and they start playing around with these toes. It could be either on this side, it could be either on this side. None of that is going to matter to me, all right? Watch, guys, check it out. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just place my left foot right over the top of his foot. That's it. Left leg right over the top of the foot, just enough to be able to get my right foot over the top here. Because sometimes when I try to get my right foot, they're gonna flare this one too much. Oh my gosh, now that's a problem, right? So, I go like this, and you can use your foot on top of their foot if you want, or you can just place it right here over the top, and then just put your right foot here, okay? So you'll notice I'm stapling. Like any good staple, you have influence on one side and you have influence on the other, right? And so from here, guys, from here, what I do is I just bring his heel to his butt. And now what have I done? I've transcended his hips. We have 3 parts to the pass. It's entry, transition, last part, finisher. So when we're here, right, it doesn't even matter if they lock their legs, nothing. They have nothing from here. And then what I do is now this hand, my right hand, enters in a little bit deeper. Now my left hand comes a little bit lower. You can choose to keep this like this if you like, or pulling them in, but I like to, especially no-gi, clasp my hands, okay? And when I clasp my hands, come over here guys so you guys can appreciate it. I'm gonna bring my delts right in here into the jawline by way of his clavicula, his clavicle. Everybody touch your clavicle like this. You guys see your clavicle bones? Your clavicle bones don't run parallel to your shoulder line. You guys see that? How do the clavicle bones come down? They come down at a V. You guys see that? Yeah? Now everybody touch your delts. Your delts. These are on your delts, Mikey. Bring your delts right here towards the pec, and then I drive that sucker up. Right? And if you do this right, your delts should end up in that carotid artery. You guys know that there are 2 types of chokes. What are they? They're air and blood, right? Air meaning what? Your trachea. Blood meaning what? Your carotid arteries. Your carotid arteries. So when I come into these positions here, by the way, this is one of my favorite passes. These type of things are one of my favorite passes. I did this to, was it Jake? I did this to Jake just the other day. Yes, yesterday. So I pull this in here. Not yesterday, the day before. So this one comes in first. Now watch here. My hand comes underneath. But you guys see it. I'm not like making a lot of strength or force. I just clasp my hands and I go here. And when I do this right, you guys see my right knee came right through. Did you guys see that? And now from this position here, I just kind of lay into them. They're not going to be able to get an underhook. And when he's had just about enough, you guys start seeing those indicators. What are those indicators? He's starting to push on my body. He's starting to try to elevate me and things like that. And then that means now I can hip ride. I start turning my knee in and walking this sucker back. 2, 3, and I pull him in towards me. Why am I teaching you guys to do that? I'm teaching you guys to do that because then it teaches you how to manipulate their hips and push them back and away. If he's going back and away, the propensity to want to continue to roll that direction is really high. And then what happens if he rolls that way? Take his back. Take his back. And if any of you guys have ever studied my footage, you guys have ever trained with me, you guys know that I love taking the back. I love it, right? These guys all know I'm gonna take the back at this point, right? And you know your back attacks are good when they know you're going to try something and they can't stop it. These are one of the tools that I use. Hip ride them back, walk them back in this direction, and then watch in your rolls how they continue to roll that direction, okay? So when you guys hip ride down, walk back, give yourself a 3 count. Now when I do these things, guys, I don't like to do traditional like judo kasagatame. I really dislike that.
Wrestling head and arm.
Yeah, head and arm, I don't like these type of positions. I don't like that my bottom is on the floor. My bottom's on the floor, and if I have a guy that's really good right here, he can hip escape, throw his leg over the top of my head, sit me on my bottom. I don't do this. Instead, when I hip ride, I clasp my hands, I drive forward to force them to concede. I open up my hands and watch, guys. I drop my hips like this. Mikey, come over here so they can see my leg. Here, like this. And instead of driving my right leg forward, I use my right leg back here, and I walk him back. 2, 3, and then the left hand is going to be grabbing and pulling the head into side position. So let's go over this again. I stuff, I work my knee cut, I descend here, low height. What happens next? I need to staple. How do I get my staple? What happens first?
Left foot goes over.
Left foot goes over, boom. Now what happens next?
Right.
What's the foot next? It is my right, just like this, boom. Okay, where do we go from here, gentlemen? What's my right leg gonna do? No, I got already a couple. Thank you, I appreciate it. I don't mean to undermine it, but who else? Boys, let's go. Stop chewing your thumb, bro. Show me. What do we do from here? No, I don't grab him anyway. What about my legs? I need to get my knee forward. I need to knee cut on him. I need to collect that staple and bring it in here. Boom, like this. And post my leg back up. You guys see that? All right, once I get here now I can go to the upper body. Now what happens first? Is it my left hand or my right hand? What goes in first?
Left hand.
No, my right. My right goes first. Then as I get there, my left comes underneath the head. And I clasp my hands. Everybody put your hands up, show me your gable grips. Hands up, close your thumbs, palm to palm, okay? These are your gable grips. If you have really long arms, I actually recommend going even farther. I really like wrist to wrist clasping, right? I like it a lot, okay? If you have long arms. So, right arm is first, then the hand underneath the head. And I clasp my hands here. And watch my delts. Go into Mikey's neck right here. They make them absolutely miserable. And then when they've had enough, you'll start seeing the indicators. Oh, they almost give you the pass. It's amazing. And then from here, I open up my hands. I get my bottom just on top of the quad. And what's the count? It is 1, count with me. 2, 3, pick up. And walk them into side position. All right? Questions? Good to go? Go to good? Yes? 1, 2, 3. Let's go, come on. Circle up. All right. How do you feel? I was able to get together. Good, good. Good. Okay, yeah. All right, guys. It was looking good. The groups that we have down, by the way, and also the stuffing, we call this stuffing, right? The stuffing of the legs. This is also looking a lot better on the macro. So we're here, walking them in, boom, we have our stuff. We move to this opposite side right here. We descend, and now I want you guys to start thinking about, so we work on the stripping of the leg on this side. Now what happens if they start coming over here on this top side and this top leg over here with the toes, right? Here, over here. Now, no, on this side, yes, here and here. And they're doing this to try to stop other options. Your right leg is just gonna shin cut right over the top right here. Okay, I call this shin cutting. And when you shin cut, I want all ukes to try to bring their knee back in because that's real. That's real life. You're gonna bring the legs back in to try to frame right away. And in the frame, what they're gonna try to do is try to push you away, maybe to get this leg over the top. That's one option. Or they're gonna try to push you just enough to get you to drive forward and then get an underhook. Go ahead, Mikey, and try to wrestle up. All right? And then we'll deal with that next. We're gonna start going for some bravos next, okay? So, when you shin cut over the top, anytime I shin cut, right? Again, shin cut being this right here, shin cut. I'm gonna start approximating here, knowing they're gonna bring their knee up. And now I pull them into it with both of my hands here, my steering wheel. I'm pulling them into it, right? As long as their foot is outside right here, it's not a threat. Push. All right, so once they're here, guys, I'm gonna show you guys how to come up to mid-height. Boom. Boom. Now we've trapped the leg drag, and I'm gonna have you guys walk to the other side. Mikey, get the leg up. Good. We're gonna go 1, okay, 2, and then on 3, you're going to bring your right knee down here, okay? And Uke is gonna be framing in towards you always. They're gonna be framing in towards you like this. Just get this far, we can talk about what finishers are available from the leg drag. Are you guys familiar with leg dragging? Yes, no, so? No. All right, so some basic concepts of leg drag. What's an arm drag? What is an arm drag?
Wrestlers.
Come on, let's wrestlers. You guys know what arm drags are? Hands up. You guys understand what arm dragging is? Yeah. Hands up. All right. So leg drag is a similar concept. The beautiful part about the leg drag is that you guys are learning how to manipulate the mechanics, not just of this articulation, the leg itself, but also the hips and the upper body, right? It is in essence an entry. And then we work transition pieces off of this, and many times what ends up happening is they turn away, and now we start working on taking the back and all sorts of other goodies from there too as well, right? So the leg drag here happens off of what we're working. We're working now, stuffing the legs. We're working our knee cut here. We descend on that bottom hemisphere. I start shin cutting right here over the top, right? You guys see how I did that? I went from here, shin cut right here over the top. And now Mikey brings his knee up, and as he brings his knee up, oh, I almost walked back in toward his hip. You guys see that? Walking back just like, sorry Mikey, what you guys just learned right now, right? I'm pulling on the obliques, dropping his hip, pulling his head back. And now watch my legs, guys. My left one comes up here and here. Now we're back, we went low, now we're up to mid-height, okay? And then we shuffle. 1, 2, 3, right knee comes down. And what's my left hand doing? My left hand's picking up on these obliques. My left knee is helping pick up on his hips. I'm trying to pick him up and get him to move this way. Why? I want him to give up what? His back. Yeah, his back. So I'm gonna be here. Mikey begins his turn, and then we'll start working on taking the back next before we go on the bravos, okay? And close out the day. All right, so any questions currently on how to leg drag? Any questions on the passing? Any questions on any of those things? You guys all got it?
Yeah, I'm gonna need some help.
Huh?
If you could show me, like.
What's the question though?
See it one more time.
Yeah, if you could.
See it again.
I don't want to. Yeah, it's because I don't know.
They're trying to visualize it mentally.
Yeah.
They're trying to visualize it, and so I guess
I sound good, but then when I get over there, you know.
Yeah, no, look, you're not the only one. Everybody's laughing. You know why? Because they do the same thing too. They do the same thing too, right? It's fine, guys. Man, a lot of the concepts I'm bringing to the table should be blowing you out of your mind. Man, finger out of your mouth, brother. Come on, let's go. Come on, dude. Finger out of your mouth. So, a lot of these concepts are gonna blow people's minds, and that's cool. You guys want that. Not a lot of people are doing this stuff right now, so get ahead of it, okay? So, we're gonna walk forward again. We're starting to work our stuff. We stuff first. Hand to the obliques, and we make our cut down right here. Boom. Now, I want to descend, just like I was telling you guys before, and from here I shin cut right over the top. You guys see that? And now Mikey's gonna bring his knee up, and as he does, I pull him in towards me. I'm trying to condense him, congest him as much as possible, so that way he goes, he tries to get away from me, right? Make sense? Now, this doesn't mean that it doesn't come with its own follies. It comes with its, the adversary of this would be like the underhook, the abandonment of the guard, and then the wrestle up. Again, I want to address that after we take the back. I want to start going for that bravo and giving you guys some goodies from there. But right now, at least what I want you guys to do is learn the fundamentals of that transition piece. Remember, we have 3 parts to a pass. First is entry. What is it? Entry. Second, transition. Third, finisher, right? We're manipulating what hemisphere? The bottom hemisphere. Then you have the top hemisphere, and then we have the upper body. Yes. So in doing this, I'm cutting over the top of that bottom hemisphere, but I'm also in essence addressing the top hemisphere. He's not going to be able to rotate this leg over the top if I'm going here and here, right? Can he get that leg over the top? Oh, hell no. And if he does, it's because I've let him do it, and then I do what? Boom. Make sense? You got little shenanigans everywhere, right? Because you shenan once, you'll shenan again. All right, so I'm up to mid-height. How many shuffles do I want, ladies and gentlemen? 3. 3. Walk into the shuffle. Don't step with your right leg first. Step with your left. Left to right. You guys see that? Left to right. 2. Count with me. What is this? 3. 3. Then I descend. Right knee comes down. Boom. And now Mikey's in a terrible position. What should my hands be doing? You guys saw that I walked independently. I was able to move him without my hands. So what are my hands doing?
Just hands pulling him.
What are my hands doing the whole time? Because you guys saw it again. I walked right now without my hands. I did that for a reason. So you see it's not my hands that are pushing his body. Why did I show you guys? Because I want you guys to feel this process. Feel this, right? Feel all these things. You can feel all these things. It's independent of your legs. Make sense? 2, 3. Does that make sense? Imagine you're blind and you're trying to navigate this, okay? One little extra small point that I want to give you guys. The elbow and the heel are the hardest bones in the body, okay? This hand will turn. This hand will turn, okay? He's gonna try to push on your, when you're doing this type of stuff, he's gonna try to push on your face and things like that, and you don't want to come down while the elbow is turning, right? That's the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. And trust me, your face will lose that battle. Your face will lose that battle. So what I do is when people are doing this type of stuff, they're pushing me, I do this, and I start collecting here on the hand. And I start moving that hand down to the rib. Okay? And then I go back to the obliques, here. Because you don't want to eat that elbow. It hurts. It'll cut you too as well. I've gotten stitches from it too. Okay? So, questions?
Can you do it really fast?
No. Nobody appreciates that. Nobody, yeah, you got to do it slow, right? Retention happens by way of what? Attrition. What is attrition? You do something a million times, over and over and over again is how you get good at it, right? If you guys jump through something, you're not going to retain the material, right? You guys want to see me do it fast? Watch me rolling with Mikey.
Or can you do it like, just do it like a normal?
Fluid.
Yeah, fluidly, like just all together at once?
Yep. Yep. Here. Mikey, there you go. See, Mikey wasn't even calculating in time. Okay? That's how it should look. Yes? 1, 2, 3. Wow, somebody clapped hell early over there. What happened? I'm going to go back to the guards in a second. I want to teach you guys how to take the back right now, okay? Because we're from there now. Okay, so you guys got to this position, okay? Right here and here, all right? Now you're picking up, you're actively picking up right here. This hand is not giving you problems anymore. We have like our submissions, we're pulling them to the side or whatever, and they've decided they want to turn, all right? The only thing I'm looking for, guys, is this. The moment he shows this to me is the moment I can make my move, all right? So I pick up, he shows me a little bit of his shoulder blade, and this is what happens. My left knee, like I'm gonna take a shot, is gonna come to the ground here, and I'm gonna try to get my pecs behind the shoulder blade. You don't want it up here. You're gonna lose it. You have to be here and here, okay? So, right knee is down, we're here. Now, my pecs go behind the shoulder blade, and I go to head and arm. Here, 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 okay? Now watch, from here I sit. And when I sit, I keep my shoulder blades behind, my pecs behind the shoulder blades. I try to get my toes right here into the obliques, okay? So here and here, all right? Now, how do we take the back? Come over here on this side if you guys don't mind. These angles right here are probably best. Don't bring your leg recklessly over the top like this, okay? If you just bring it recklessly over the top, he's gonna put you in half guard, boom. And this could be a really big problem, okay? If they're a good player from here, this could be a really big problem. I bring my leg up and over, boom. So up, here, and down like this, boom. And when I do that, I try to clear this bottom leg. Same type of concept of what we went over the other day in class. Who was there in class the other day? Hands up nice and high so I can see. The majority of you guys, right? Yes, so you guys can see it. So I have my head and arm, I have my toesies gonna clear his quad on that side, and then we rotate. And I'm not gonna rotate to take the back like this, right? I need to rotate towards the hip over here. Now come over here, guys, if you guys don't mind. Over here. Over here. Now, as I land, okay, remember, ear to ear, right away, protect your faces, right? Ear to ear. Now, if you guys have the length to do it, you guys can figure 4, or you could push your heel to the center and take the back, okay? But make sure you protect your face by keeping ear to ear. You don't want to be out over here because all of their exits are going to be down on this bottom side, all of them. And if your face is in the way, his head can hit your head, and that could be a very quick trip to the hospital with some stitches, so be very careful, okay? So, let's go over the whole thing again. This is what I want to see. Here, boom. Here, descend, shin cuts, up over the top, 1, 2, 3, we descend, Mikey's beginning his turn, head and arm, boom, over the top, and then ear to ear, take the back position, okay? This makes sense, right? Don't go too fast through it, right? Don't run through it. It's not important for me to see that you do it fast. It's important to see that you do it well, okay? Questions? One more time?
Yes.
Huh? Yes. That's right, yes. You guys want to see it again one more time?
Yes.
You guys want to see the back attack specifically, the whole sequence? What do you guys want? Back attack specifically? The back attack specifically, or the whole thing?
I like the whole thing. I don't know about anybody else.
All right, let's start with the back attack, and then I'll do the whole thing one more time. Go ahead. So the knee is down. The knee is down here, guys. Boom. Okay, here picking them up. Mikey begins to show me the shoulder lines. When he shows me that shoulder line, my right knee comes down. Again, it's like a shot. I'm taking a shot, keeping my head behind keeping my head behind the delts, and then my chest and pecs behind the shoulder blades here. Here, here, boom. Now from here we sit. Left leg goes over the top of the obliques here, and then we rotate to this side. Head is ear to ear always. Right leg comes inside here. Okay? The whole thing. Let's go over the whole thing here. Here. Boom. 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 Leg in? Yes. Boom. Okay. Questions? Us? 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Get your partner. Let's go. Guys, thank you for spending Friday evening with me. I hope each and every one of you picked up at least something, at least a little concept, a little grip, a little move, hopefully a little bit more than that, that'd be nice. But even if you just got one thing that you can carry with you for the years to come, then it'll have been worth it, all right? Keep working it though. It's not gonna get anywhere unless you keep drilling and working it, right? I believe in the concept of retention through attrition. Attrition is chipping away at something. Eventually you chip away at a block and it's gonna break. Right? Eventually, just keep on doing over and over and over again, you're gonna get good. If you guys are not familiar with the rule of 10,000, right? Anybody familiar with the rule of 10,000? Anybody? Anybody? You do something 10,000 times, and it doesn't matter if you're talented or not, you're gonna be good at it. How many people in your life have you guys met that are talented in something, but because they don't have good work ethic, it just falls by the wayside? How many people have you guys met? Doesn't matter, not just jiu-jitsu or wrestling. It could be in anything that you've done in life. People talented, very good, natural inclination, but they never get anywhere. You know why? Because they don't have a good work ethic. All right? So get your bottoms in here, keep drilling this stuff, keep Jake honest, right? Keep him working over here. Any questions from me personally, guys? This is like an open platform Q&A.
What you be doing at the gym? Like outside the mat, what's something very common that has helped you a lot?
I lift, like lifting wise?
Lifting wise.
Lifting wise. Okay, so I do tri-hemisphere work, which is upper body, lower body, and core, every time I lift. I think a lot of people go to the gym and they're like, oh, today I'm gonna work biceps, or today I'm gonna work legs, or something like that. No, man, I don't have a lot of time. I have a kid, I have, you know, I have a little lady, I have businesses that I have to take care of, I do all the admin work, right? So I work my ass off. And so when I go to the gym, it's gotta encompass it all. So I don't have my telephone with me, I'm not listening to music, I just go there and I bang it out. Don't talk to anybody. I go upper body, lower body, and core, right? That includes the weight work, lots of pull-ups, dips, that type of stuff. And then I finish that off with swimming. I swim probably 2,600 yards 3 times a week. And man, you gotta eat good too as well. If you wanna talk about good supplementation, you got to eat well, right? I already have bad sleeping habits. I just don't sleep very well. I never have, but you got to eat good. If you're eating a lot of bad food, it's gonna show in your training, right? How many times have you guys had a big steak or a big burger and you go to train the next morning and just feel like you're dragging ass, right? That's the product of poor eating habits, right? I don't smoke, I don't drink, but I like sweets. That's my vice. And I pay for it the next day, every time. Every time I eat something sweet, the next day I feel terrible. So I don't feel like I'm at my 100%, you know? And when I eliminate that stuff, I'm in camp and I just eliminate it, and 2-3 weeks out, I know because I feel like I'm a loose cannon. I feel just really good, firing on all cylinders, right? Make sense? Yeah. I also don't supplement, so I don't take like protein or no BCAAs. I don't take anything, you know? That doesn't mean that some of you guys won't, you know, like every biome is different, every biome is unique. Some people have inherent deficiencies, but I don't take anything, so I just try to eat good. Lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, good proteins, and that's about it. Those?
Techniques, questions about techniques. This is the time, guys.
Like how many times you think we should train a week? You think like where you're not overtraining yourself?
This is a great question. I have found that a good level for retention would be 2 to 3 times a week. All right. I think that 3 times sometimes for somebody that's recreational might be a little ambitious. Maybe if you got a lot of work, a lot of things going on. But if you don't have those responsibilities, you should be able to hit 3 times a week, right? I train every day, like 6 days a week. My 7th day, I take off, but I'm lifting in the morning, right? So there's no day that I'm not doing something active. But I'm also an extremist. I want to make sure that's very clear. I am an extremist. I like to compete. Like, I don't need to compete anymore. I do it because I love it, you know? And it keeps me honest. It keeps me working hard, drilling, lifting, doing everything I need to be doing, dieting, you know? I think that all these things are important for us as men. We have to have these pursuits, right? So 3 is good for recreation. It's good. And you'll probably do a good job of retaining material if you stay at 3 days a week too as well. 1 day a week is not sufficient. It's not. You got to do more than that, right? If you want to get good at anything.
I just want to echo one thing. Coming from, right now, currently I don't train with Marcos anymore, but one thing I do remember when I was part of the competition team was that all the competition team wasn't always balls to the wall training hard, or you guys, you know, like going balls to the wall rolling. Some of those training sessions were literally just drilling, but we were drilling hard. So that has a lot to do with it too. Don't think that every day you have to go balls to the wall. This is how you get injured. This is how you don't come back the next day.
Correct, yeah.
Right? So you guys got to remember, like when you're rolling with each other, did you go pretty hard? Did you go 3-4 times? Did you go, you know, a solid rounds? By the way, I think maybe even Jake might start upping your guys' rounds because those rounds are too low, right? The time limit, that also, when you guys go black belt rounds, it gives you a time. You're not thinking so much, I need to go for it, I need to finish, I need to go tug. This is going to give you time to think about what you want to do, right? So what you guys want to think about also is, okay, how many times you ask Marcos how many times you train, but he's also not going balls to the wall, killing people every day on submissions, right? Some of these days, it's just drilling. Those?
Any other questions, guys?
It's your chance, guys. He leaves tomorrow.
All right. It was good. Hope you guys learned something, right? Stay in touch, hit me up on socials. Hopefully I'll be back here soon. I love Atlanta. Shit, I'm trying to move out here.
You love us, Marcos.
I love it. I love it out here.
Sorry, GA in general, not necessarily Atlanta. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, GA in general. I think it's a worthy distinction, right? It's a worthy distinction. But hopefully you guys enjoyed something, man. Come around, give me a little bit of love. Let's take a group pic afterwards. You know, again, and if you guys post it up, you know, tag me, tag my ass. I'll repost it and stuff like that.
Thank you guys for showing up. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Say salutations, say what's up to the professor, say bye to him, leaving tomorrow, guys.
Good work, homie. Good work, bro. Thanks. You guys keep grinding. I appreciate it. Thanks. Keep working. Keep with us. Keep grinding, baby. Keep grinding. Good work, baby. Keep working. Thank you.
What's up, guys? This is Bravo Jiu Jitsu coming to you guys with Yamaso. He spent almost a whole week here with us in Georgia. He is now leaving tomorrow. We thank him so much. Thank you, Marcos, for showing up. And would you like to say anything to your fans here in Georgia?
Georgia, thank you guys for having me. I had an absolute blast. First time I actually got to sit and enjoy good food, good eats, right? Good jiu-jitsu, and train with my brothers out here in Bravo Jiu-Jitsu in Georgia. Come pay us a visit. I'd love to be back too as well. If you guys enjoyed it here at the seminar, if you want to have me back here in Georgia, just hit me up. I'm active on socials, Yamaso JJ on Instagram. You can find me at Marcos Torregrosa on Facebook too as well. Hit me up, DM me. I'd love to be back, Georgia. Thank you guys again for having me. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Later.